Hello, kindergartners. It is the start of a new week for reading. Last week, we talked about transportation and how you could get from here to there. We talked about driving cars, we talked about airplanes, we talked about riding your bike. There's lots of ways to travel. This week, our essential question is, what do you know about our country? Our country is the United States of America. This is a picture of the United States of America. We live over here in Washington State. Our president lives in Washington, D.C., which is way over here on the other side of the United States of America. This is Washington, D.C. It's in the state of Maryland. This is where the president lives. This is where those monuments are we talked about, George Washington's monument and Abraham Lincoln's monument. And this is where our story takes place this week. Lots of important things are housed in Washington, D.C. that we can learn about our country. And so our story this week takes place in Washington, D.C. How do you think you would get from here to there? Would you drive in a car? That would be a really, really, really long drive. You'd probably take an airplane. So we are going to start our story and learn about Washington, D.C. Our story for today is called Anna Goes to Washington, D.C. This is an informational text. It is going to give us true, real information about Washington, D.C. This is a very unique story. It has illustrations that are both photographs. If you see this White House in the background, this is a photograph, but also drawings. The picture of the characters are drawings. We will notice that as we continue to read our story. We are in Washington, D.C. It is the capital of the United States, said Anna to Mama and her little sister, Sarah. Anna ran and hugged her Tia Louisa and said, I cannot wait to visit the historic places. So Anna and her mama came to visit her aunt and live to stay at their house while they come to visit all of these historic places in Washington, D.C. The next morning, Anna and Sarah were holding up a large map. Look, Sarah, we will visit all of these places. It might be kind of hard for you to see, so I'm going to help you, but this map helps us see some of the places. There's the White House, there's the Washington Monument we've talked about, there's the Lincoln Memorial, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Memorial, the Library of Congress, the Capitol, the Supreme Court. I wonder, as we keep reading, if we're going to learn more about those places. Tia Louisa and Mama waved American flags. They gave flags to Anna and Sarah. Anna opened the front door and said, Ready, set, let's go! This is the National Mall, Tia Louisa said. I don't see any stores, Sarah said. There are no stores here, Tia Louisa said. Sarah turned around and around. I get it. Instead of stores, this mall has historic buildings. So if you look, this is the mall, and you can see all of these buildings here, this building down here, and all of these important buildings over here. What is this tall building? Asked Anna. Kindergartners, do you remember what that building is? Let's see if you're right. It looks like a giant number 1, Sarah said. This is the Washington Monument, Tia Louisa said. It was built to honor the first president, our leader of the United States, George Washington. Mama opened her purse. Look, his face is on the dollar bill and the quarter, Anna cried. Do you remember when we learned about President Washington and about how he was on our money and had his memorial in Washington, D.C.? This is what it looks like. Ooh, who's this? You're right, Abraham Lincoln. Who is this tall man sitting on that big chair? Anna asked. He is Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president. He ended slavery and helped keep the United States together, Tia Louisa said. He is also on the pennies that Sarah and I put in our piggy banks, Anna said. Tell your partner or whoever's with you at home, what did you just learn about Abraham Lincoln? And he is important to our country. He was our 16th president. Who lives in this beautiful house? Anna asked. The President of the United States lives in the White House, Tia Louisa said. Can we knock and say hello? Anna and Sarah asked. The president is a busy person, Tia Louisa said, but I have tickets to get inside. Oh, yes, said everyone. Who lives in this house? Yes, the president. This building is bigger than my whole school, Anna said. It is the Capitol building. They make laws here, Tia Louisa said. Are laws like school rules? Anna asked. Tia Louisa and Mama nodded. We need to follow rules or we will get in trouble, Anna said to Sarah. So this is the Capitol building. The Capitol building is where our laws are made. Look, there are also statues sitting on chairs here, Anna pointed to them. This is a Supreme Court, Tia Louisa said. When people do not agree, the Supreme Court decides what is fair. The Supreme Court is like a teacher. Teachers talk to children when they argue, Anna said. Welcome to the Library of Congress, said Tia Louisa. There are so many beautiful books here, said Anna. I love to read books to Sarah. Where are they? What is this building? The Library of Congress. Almost all of the books published in the United States are here, said Tia Louisa. I would love to read them all someday, Anna said. Tia Louisa and Mama smiled. There are lots and lots of books in this library, way more than what we have at school. They went back to the National Mall and walked across Independence Avenue. Do you know who this guy is? Do you recognize him? Look, I know the man in the statue, Anna said. He is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and he had a dream for everyone to be treated fairly. This is his memorial, Tia Louisa said. I will work for my dreams too, Anna said. What is this monument? Who does it recognize? Yes, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Anna and her family walked among the flowering cherry trees. Look at this beautiful cherry blossoms, Anna said. These trees are a gift from Japan to celebrate the friendships between our two countries, Tia Louisa said. They sat down and watched the paddle boats go by. Anna hugged Tia Louisa and said, "Thank you for this wonderful day. I will never forget it." All right, kindergartners. In our story, we talked about lots of national monuments. Can you tell somebody in your home which monuments you saw? Yeah, we saw in our book, we saw the White House where the president lives. We saw George Washington's memorial, Abraham Lincoln's memorial, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s memorial. This week, we're talking about our country. I'm going to try and find some other stories to read to you about our country, and you can talk to your family about what they know about our country. All right, guys, I will see you later. Have a great day. Bye.